Hello, I welcome you to today's lesson. My name is Paul Williams of Virginia. Today we have science for basic 4. But it is not only for basic 4. If you are not in basic 4, please don't go. Call those around that today our topic is one of the interesting ones, so they should come. I need you around. Today we are going to look at something special. So whether you are in basic 4 or you are not in basic 4, you have to be part of today's lesson, because your teachers will teach you one day. I want you to take the opportunity, learn, understand it, so that the day your teacher will teach you in the classroom, you become a master of the topic. You'll be able to answer all the questions. That is what I want you to do. So please don't go. Look on the screen. Okay, so what is the topic for today? Today the topic is effect of heat on the change of state of substances. Today's lesson is about heat. How heat is able to change states of substances from liquid to gas, from one state to another state. That is what we are going to look at today. So pay attention. Now the keywords. These are the keywords. The first word is solidification. Solidification. So solidification comes from the word solid. We all know solid. So if a substance in different states is changed into solid, that process of changing that substance from different state into solid state is what we call solidification. The next one is condensation. Condensation. As for this word, we've seen it on different occasions. So here, condensation is all about water vapor or gas changing into liquid. The process of changing gas into liquid, or a process of changing water vapor into water. So that is condensation. The next one is evaporation. Evaporation too is a process of changing liquid to gas, or changing water to water vapor. The next word is melting. Melting is also a process of changing solid to liquid, a process of changing solid substance to liquid form. So that is what melting means. Okay, so these are the keywords. Now let's continue. There are 3 forms of matter, and they are solid, liquid, and gas. The state of one form of matter can change to another by a change in its temperature. Liquid can change to solid or gas by a change in temperature. Gas can change to liquid by a change in temperature. Solid can also change to liquid by a change in its temperature. So we know the state of matter, the 3 states of matter: solid, liquid, gas. All the things that we have around us, they are in these 3 states. Either the object or what you have around is in liquid state, solid state, or gaseous state. So these are the states of matter. And listen, one substance can change from solid to liquid. A liquid substance too can change from liquid to gas. The same thing applies to solid too, can change from solid straight to gas. So you see, all the substances in their state can be changed to another state. But there is something that has to come. There is something that needs to be there. There is something that causes them to change from one state to another. And that is temperature. We have learned about temperature. So, either that thing is cooled or heat is applied to it. So, before one substance can change from its state to another state, it has to be cooled or it has to be heated up. So these two things cause substances or objects to change from one state to another, from liquid to gas, from gas to other form, right? So let's continue. And I've told you how many states of matter do we have? 3: solid, liquid, gas. Now there's an activity here. Activity 1. What happens to shea butter when it is exposed to the sun or to the heat? What happens to water, that's sachet water, when it is put in the freezer? So if you have water, you put it in the freezer, after an hour, what do you think will happen to the water? The water will change from liquid state to solid state. You will not see it as water again. You go and take a brog, ice brog, or the water that has changed from liquid to gas, you go and take it. So you not see it to be water again, but you get it as brog. So it has changed from liquid to solid. And how did it change? It's because there was what? The temperature over there was very cold. And I've told you that one state of matter can change to another state if that object or that liquid or that substance is either cooled or heat is applied to it. So if you have water that you can pour and you want to change it to solid, that cannot be poured. What you have to do is that put the water in a cool place like a freezer. The cooling nature of it will change it to solid. The same thing applies if you have ice brog and you want to change it from solid to liquid. What will you do? What you do is that you remove it from that cooling part or cooling place, put it in a place where there is heat. So the heat will make sure that the ice will be what? Will melt and we will get what? The liquid form, from solid to what? Liquid. So you see, before any substance can change from its form to another form, it needs heat or it needs a cooling place before that changes can take place. Okay, so for shea butter, if you expose shea butter, you put shea butter in the sun or you put it on fire. You know, shea butter comes in solid form, but it can turn to liquid if we put it in we put it in the sun or we put it on fire. Okay, the same thing applies to ice. Sachet water too is in liquid form, but if you put it in the freezer, after some time you will not get it as liquid again, you get it as solid. Okay, there's another activity here, activity 2. The focus is to identify the effect of heat on the substance, on the state of substances. Materials needed: water, source of heat, that is coal pot, cooking pot with a lid. Now, how to go about it? 1. Pour water into a cooking pot and mark the water level in the pot. 2. Put the pot of water on fire and allow it to boil. Do not cover the pot with the lid. Number 3. After 20 minutes, clean the lid and partially cover the pot. Number 4. Observe and tell what you see on the side of the lid facing the vapor from the boiling water. Number 5. Remove the cooking pot from the source of heat and check the water level again. Okay, so this is your cooking pot. What you do is you pour water in it. After you have poured the water, check the water level in the cooking pot and mark it. Okay, so you put it on fire and then you cover it with lid, but you will not fully cover it, you leave a space. Okay, and then you heat it up. After some time, you see that it will be boiling and vapor will be coming out of it. Leave it for about 20 minutes. Then off the fire, remove it check the water level again. The water level, before you apply fire or heat, you mark the level of the water. After you have finished boiling, or after 20 minutes that you have boiled the water, you check whether the water level is still at where you mark it. Okay, now let's look at the observation. So observation, the water which is liquid change into water vapor, that is gas, when put on fire. So if you put water on fire, it will turn or change into water vapor. If you start boiling, you see that it will be changing, water vapor will be coming out of it. It's because of what? The heat. Okay, if there is no heat, it will not evaporate, or it will not turn into vapor. The next one is that the water level in the pot decreased after boiling, exposed to a source of heat. So because of the heat from the fire, the water started boiling and part of it evaporated. So the level of it reduced. The level of the water, or the volume of water in the bowl or the pot, reduce. Okay, the next one, number 3, the water vapor, that is a gas, change back to water, liquid, into bracket liquid, when partially blocked by the lid. So you see, if you cover it, you partially cover it, the vapor, when it gets to the lid, it will be trapped. And after some time, you see that the vapor will turn into what? Liquid. So here, the water will be here. After some time, you see the vapor on this one, under the lid. You see the vapor under the lid. And it will not be there as vapor, but you see it as water droplets. Okay. So, what is the finding? The finding is that when water or liquid gains heat, it changes to vapor. So listen to me. Anytime water or liquid is exposed to heat, the water or the liquid changes to gas. 2. When water vapor, that is gas, is cooled, it changes back to water. So anytime gas or water vapor is cooled, it changes from gaseous state to liquid state. Okay, the next one, the volume of water, that is liquid here, reduces when heat is applied to it. So the volume of water, the level of water, reduces when we apply heat to the water. What is the reason? It's because it changes into vapor. So the parts that changes into vapor goes into the atmosphere. That is why the level reduces anytime heat is applied to it. Now, it is important to note that one state of matter can be changed to another state due to a change in temperature. So listen, this is what you should understand. There are 3 states of matter: solid, liquid, gas. All the states of matter are not fixed, can be changed from one state to another state. And we don't use money. We don't give or put food on them to change from one state to another state. We don't beat them like this before they will change from one state to another state. We don't, what we do to them, we do 2 things. The first one is to apply heat. If you apply heat to it, it will change. The second thing too, if you put it in a cool place, that thing will also change from one state to another state. So, temperature is about how hot or how cold. How hot the place is will change it. How cold the place also is will also change it. So changes in temperature brings about these changes in state of matter. One state changing to another state as a result of changes in temperature. Okay. Now, how do you understand these terms? So these are some key words that we need to understand them. These words, the first one, condensation, I explained to you. Then we have evaporation, solidification, and then melting. Now let's look at them. Condensation. It is a process by which gas or water vapor changes into liquid. Condensation happens when water vapor or gas is cooled. Cool temperature change gas or water vapor into liquid. So we are saying that condensation is where gas or water vapor is changed into water or liquid. And this happens when the temperature is cooled. So cool temperature changes gas, changes water vapor into water, changes gas into liquid. So if you look at this place, this is gas, right? This is gas, but the gas is going to this side. Here, what do you have here? Water. That is liquid. It's because of what? The changes in temperature. So if this side is cooled, if the gas is cooled, it changes to this, and we call it condensation. Okay, so the next word is evaporation. So what is evaporation? Evaporation is a process by which liquid changes into vapor or gas by heat. So listen to me. Before evaporation can take place, it needs heat, and the heat will change the liquid state to gaseous state. So from water to water vapor. From water to water vapor. If you put water on fire, after some time you see vapor coming from the water, and that is what we mean by evaporation, where water changes into water vapor or where liquid changes into gas. We call it evaporation. So evaporation needs heat. Condensation also needs what? Cool temperature. Cool temperature is needed before condensation can take place. Heat is also needed before evaporation can take place. So we are saying that evaporation and condensation, they are reversal. The reverse form of evaporation is condensation. So let's say we have gas here. This gas here can change to liquid, and it can happen when it is cooled. So condensation will change it to liquid. The liquid here too can change back to gas. If the liquid here, we apply heat to it and it starts boiling, you see it will change to gas. So from liquid to gas, we call it evaporation. From gas to liquid is condensation. Have you seen it? So they are just opposites. This is gas, so the gas will move to liquid or will change to liquid, and that is what we call condensation. And the liquid here also can change to gas, and that process is called evaporation. So there are two opposite processes. Okay, now let's go to the next one. Solidification. It is a process of changing a substance from liquid form to solid form by cooling. The next one, okay, let me explain. Solidification means to make something or change something to solid form. That is all about solidification, but mostly it changes from liquid to solid, from liquid to solid. What do you think needs to be applied to a substance or a liquid before it can change to solid? Is it heat or you cool it? Will you apply heat to it or you put it in a cool place? If you have liquid and you want to change it to solid, what will you do to it? Will you put it on fire or you put it in the freezer? Liquid, like water, you want it to become solid. Will you put it on fire or you put it in the freezer? we put it in the freezer, because it is what, the temperature is very cool, it will change the liquid to solid, and that is what we call solidification. The process of changing liquid into solid is what we call solidification. Okay, the next one is melting. It is the process of changing a substance from solid form to liquid form by heating. So listen, in this case, we have solid. We are changing from solid to liquid. What do you think that a solid object what do you think needs to be applied to a solid object before it can change from solid to liquid? Is it heat, or we have to cool it? Let's say we have ice block. We want the ice block to change to liquid or water. Should we put it in a freezer, the ice block, should we put it in a freezer, or we should put it on fire? We should put it on fire. So the process where solid object, it changes to what? Liquid state. From solid state to liquid state is what we call melting. So melting too happens when there is heat, but solidification happens when the temperature is very cool. Cooling causes solidification, heating causes melting, and it happens when one object or one substance in liquid state changes to solid state, or from solid state to liquid state. Now let's look at this. The reverse process of solidification is melting. So if you look at this, we have ice blocks here. These ice blocks can change from solid, ice blocks are in solid states, so they can change from solid state to liquid state when we apply heat to the ice. They will melt. So that is melting. When solid changes into liquid, that is melting, and it happens when heat is applied. But if you have water and we want it to become solid, that process is called solidification, and it happens when the temperature is very cool. So cooling changes liquid to solid, and that is what we call solidification. So here too, solidification and melting, they are two processes that can take the reversal states. Okay, so solidification, melting, they are just opposites, and when you come to this side, evaporation and condensation to just opposite. So in evaporation and condensation, the states are either from gas to liquid or from liquid to gas. But here we don't have gas here, we have only liquid to solid and solid to liquid. So that is what you should understand. But all this happens by two things: heat and then cooling temperature. Very good. So that is what we have learned today. We have learned about the three states of matter. The three states of matter, they are liquid, solid, gas. And we have said that all the states of matter can be changed from one to the other, and they can be changed only by two things: either you heat or you apply heat to it, or you put it in a cool place. You cool that substance. So if you cool that substance, it will change. If you apply heat to it, it will change. There are some processes that we have seen. We have seen what we call evaporation, condensation, melting, and then solidification. All these are processes that we have learned today. And I know if you are asked to differentiate evaporation and condensation, you'll be able to do that. If you are asked to differentiate melting and solidification, you'll be able to do that. Remember that a state of matter can only change when there is change in temperature. When you talk of temperature, we are talking about heat. We are talking about applying heat or applying losing heat. Do you get it? When you talk of temperature, we are talking about how cold or how hot a substance is. So if the thing You put it in a hot place, it will change. You put it in a cool place, it will change. That is temperature. Changes in temperature brings about changes in state of objects. So that is all that we have learned today. So let me ask you, if you have shea butter and you want to change the shea butter from solid state to liquid state, what will you do to it? From solid to liquid, are you going to put it in the freezer? No, you put it on fire or in the sun. So the process of changing solid substance or a substance in solid state to liquid state, what term do we give to that process? From solid to liquid, it's called melting. Okay, so let's say you have water vapor. You want to get water from the water vapor. How do you do it? Are you going to apply more heat, or you keep the thing in a cool place? The vapor, what will you do to it? Will you cover it, or will you use heat or cooling temperature to change it from vapor to gas, or you use heat to change it from vapor to gas? Sorry, from vapor to liquid. So from vapor to liquid, you need to cool the water vapor. So let's say you have water vapor and you want to get water or liquid out of it. What you have to do is that you have to cool the water vapor, and it will change from liquid water vapor to liquid. So all the substances that we have, their state can be changed. That is what you should understand. Melting, that is from solid to liquid by applying heat. Solidification, that is from liquid to solid by cooling it. Evaporation, that is from liquid to gas by heating it. Condensation, that is from gas or from vapor to liquid by cooling it. So you see, it's either by cooling or by what? Heating it up, and you get your object or your substance changed from one state to another. I hope you are okay. Let's look at exercises. So we have exercise 1 here, exercise 2, exercise 3 is here, we have exercise 4, and then we have home assignment. So this is what you are doing for me as your exercises and your home assignment. Take your time and do it. If you don't understand anything, watch the video again. The book 2 is there, you can read again. The title of the book is Kokromoti series. If you need copies, just call the number there or WhatsApp the number. We will attend to you. Apart from science, we have Asante tree, we have Epiapim tree. They are all good. Our books are for basic 1 to basic 6. So if you need copies, call. Apart from this, I want to let you know that we are on YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook. We have our video lessons there. So if you need any lesson, any science lesson, go there. We have videos for you. All the topics in primary, from basic 1 to basic 6, all the topics, we have video on them. So you go there, just search with the indicator. If it is basic 1, strand 1, just put in the figures, you get everything there. Okay, thanks so much. Bye bye.